Hi friends, welcome to my product photography vlog. Today, if it wasn't clear from that little introduction there, I'm doing my product photography for my website. So we have, fudge, zoomed in. So we have my products, then we have the props. So I have a bunch of books I've done. So these are, I'm pretty sure these are all the fiction, and I have selected mainly Aussie authors or indie authors. Then we have a couple of non-fiction, some highlighters, pen, pencil, like tabs, a couple of sticky notes, varying sizes of notebooks. I have some notes. I did inventory last night to make sure I had a list of all the different color variations that I have as a checklist. I also have actually I'll show you. So this is like my rough shot kind of thing that I want to do for the products, and that's like the final layout of what I want them to look like on the website. So the shots that they'll have to comprise of, I'll need a shot of every color, at the very minimum with a white background. That way I think it'll be easier to like remove the background, because then I can do whatever I want with it. Oh, and then I have my pretty backgrounds that I made. My tripod. I have my little setup. So I have like a hallway table kind of thing here that I use for things. I have like a slab of wood that I use as extra desk. I have, over there is just an empty box that's going to use to like tape that poster card up, and then we have that as like a reflector. Unfortunately, my house isn't. Ow! I just kicked my toe. Unfortunately, my house is in a weird position where at this time of day there is no natural sunlight directly coming in through any of available windows. But I have to get this done, so this is the best that we're going to work with, and it's going to happen. Oh, and then I have a chair just to help, because this table thing is actually quite thin. And to prep for this, because I did do a little, I love learning, and I just wanted to get a few tips and tricks. So I did take a quick Skillshare course by Christina Turner. It's called Product Photography Basics for your handmade business. Not sponsored or anything, I just really love Skillshare, so let's get to it. I'm going to vlog with this camera and take photos with my phone. I just think that's the best way to do this. So let's get started. Hello. We're going to start with the scrunchies, because after I've done the setup, I got really intimidated, and I feel like the scrunchies are going to be the easiest to do, because then like at the moment I'm not setting up much of a background and stuff for it, so we'll see how that goes. Actually, at the moment I'm also thinking that I'm gonna have to do 2 complete run-throughs, because I'll have to keep this set up to a full run-through, and then I'll switch to the bookish backdrops. So hi, my name is Phoebe, and welcome back to Photos Creations, a channel where I take you on my journey of starting and running a book-centered art business. So the products I'm photographing today are my scrunchies, wristlets, pen holder bookmarks, and book sleeves. The scrunchies have 4 sizes: minis, classics, large, and jumbos. And the wristlets come in small, medium, and large. So I actually think this one is going to be another one of those vlogs where it takes a lot longer than I thought it was going to. And now that I've done a couple, it's a lot of slightly bending over, so my back is going to kill by the end of this, so I need to take several breaks. I also think, just from the beginning of this and the positioning of where the camera is, first of all, I may have to move the recycling bin, and that may help the situation. But I feel like you're just going to see a bunch of my back. I'll try to fix that. Let's see how we go. Although moving the recycling bin did help a bit, during these sped up sections you're still seeing a lot of my back, and there's not a good angle on the products. I have sped these parts up to 900 times speed and cut out most of the time I'm out of frame. I'm clearly adding voiceovers of my thought process and other stuff during this time as well. However, if you're not interested in my thoughts and opinions, firstly, rude. Secondly, why are you even watching then? And lastly, there are timestamps in the description for you to jump ahead to your heart's content. So that was all of the minis done. I figured it was a lot easier to do for the ones that I had more than 3 versions of it left to just do the 3, because what is it, rule of 3s and whatnot, and it's just easier than getting them all out. And because when there's more than 3, like, it kind of just thingies into, like, you can't really see each one, so they just feed into each other. So that was a lot easier, and especially for the scrunchies, it's a lot easier for the type of photos to get. Like, just get it, like, make sure you get a top down angle, and then just, you know, a couple of other angles just to vary it up with the 3 and then the single, and that's about it. Like, clearly that'll be different with the other products, and because they'll also have, you know, more decorative layouts and whatnot as well. So yeah, I'm thinking I might do the classics and then have a lunch break. Before we go any further, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jaden D Costa 277, who left a comment on my last video, which I'll link here. I won't read the whole comment, but at one point they said that my video motivated them to pick up a pen again and create more visual art, and they thanked me for the inspiration. As someone with only 11 videos and 18 followers at the time of this comment, it absolutely made my day, and I can't wait to see what art they make. Okay, so I had my break and I had some lunch, and I am now back, and we are moving on to the large scrunchies and then the jumbos, and then we'll move on to the more book related products which require more props and setting up and whatnot. So I also think I have to move this down a bit because I don't actually have a lot of room. I don't know, we'll see. Let's get to it. Not gonna lie, as this is my first time adding voiceover into the silent sped up parts of my vlog, I feel a slight pressure to make sure there's no silence. But because I'm also new at this, I'm struggling a bit to think about what to put into these sections. And therefore, the chaotic part of my brain just wants me to burst out into a tone-deaf rendition of Hakuna Matata randomly. It would also be an interesting experiment to see if people actually watched all the way through or not. For those of you that truly are random internet people who do not know me in real life, you will not know this. But also, many of you who do know me in real life probably don't know this about me either. But Hakuna Matata is a song that I do just randomly burst out for no reason. Or it may be, and actually probably is, now that I'm thinking about it, century seeking. You're the One That I Want from Greece is another one. Oh, and I Just Can't Wait to Be King. I could go on, but we should probably get back to the reason that we're here. While taking photos of the jumbo scrunchies, I remembered that I needed size comparison photos and that they would look best with scrunchies that were all the same colour. So in a section that I cut out because it was all out of frame, I found 2 colours / fabric patterns that I had in all sizes, and I used them for the size comparison shots. I also enlisted my mum's help. She did a great job of being a hand / arm model. I'm actually very happy she was home to help because I have no idea how I would have accomplished that shot if I had to use my own arm. Okay, so we have finished all of the scrunchies, so I'm going to move on to the pen holder bookmarks. At first, I think I'm just going to do some just overheads without any props or anything, just so I can get the colours for later use, and then maybe some with just some pens in them, and then we'll see how we go. So at this point it's roughly 12:30 in the arvo. That's Aussie for afternoon, and I've been at this for 2 hours already. This is probably how long I thought it would take all up, and I'm only starting the second product, but I'm learning. However, the sun is starting to become a constant problem as it is starting to shine through the door, and the angles are changing faster than I'm working. To combat this, I have to keep adjusting my setup, which caused everything to fall at least once. And I just want to be done with this part. This is just getting exhausting now. For those of you, including my mum, who are wondering why I just didn't do this outside, my next setup is outside, and I knew I would underestimate how long this would take, and I wasn't going to risk getting sunburn again. I learnt my lesson last time. Also, in the Skillshare course I took, the teacher did it inside, and she's an expert, so I just did what she did. A little update on my business goals for the year. I will probably do a mid-year update video at the beginning of July, but seeing as you're just here watching me take photos, or not, you could have skipped on by, there's no harm in it. My first goal, launching my website. Well, after taking these photos, I have to edit them and upload them to the website, and then write the product descriptions. I also have to come up with some FAQs and a little bit to put on the About Me page, and then test the site to make sure everything works smoothly, which, to be honest, scares me, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Goal 2, start an Etsy shop. This should be a little easier as I have a Shopify app that links my Shopify and Etsy together to run smoothly. I just have to learn how to use it. 3, attend 4 markets. I have attended 0, and to be completely honest, I don't know how this is going to go for the year. To attend markets, I have to get insurance for the business. I currently work casually, and my surgery was moved up, and I had a month of recovery, which I wasn't expecting. So funds are a little tight right now. We'll see how we go. 4, post 26 YouTube videos. This video will be my 4th, so I'm a bit behind, but it's recoverable. 5, improving my art. I'm still continuing with Drawbox, the Art Coach's drawing drills, Nano Art, and Watercolor Affairs Watercolor Masterclass. Although these have taken a backseat for a couple of weeks while I undertook a different project, which you'll find out about in a later video. We have moved location because this little door creates little sun, and the sun has moved again. Apparently it does that all day, every day. Who knew? And now these are some of the more stylized looks. I have done the setup and we are prepared. I will have to change the battery before we get set up, and it's a bit thingy. So I'll go show it to you, and then I'm gonna go put on some sunscreen because I don't know how long this will take, and I do not want to get burnt again. Sun safety, everyone. So let's go have a look. Welcome to my backyard yet again. So we have the book sleeves, which have books in them to make them look puffy and everything. We have my two backdrops, and then my selection of books, which I have tried for either Aussie authors or indie authors. So yes, and then to help that stand up, it's got like two chairs, but then it wasn't like staying upright. So then I've got some vanilla Coke things there to counterweight that. So we'll get started shortly. Okay, I am all sunscreened up. I am even wearing a hat. So let's get to the last bit of the photo shoot for today. Okay, so this process took roughly 4 hours with a couple of breaks. Although there were some complications that I had to figure out, I got through it and I'm happy with the shots that I got, especially considering this is my first product photo shoot. I had fun, I didn't get sunburnt, and I got all the shots that I needed. In an effort to keep this video as short as I can, I know, it's already nearly 20 minutes long. I am breaking it into 2 parts. Part 2 will feature my editing, so a lot of screen recordings with voiceovers, and this time I should have a lot more relevant subject matter to discuss as I talk you through my edits. And you'll get to see the final results. I will upload part 2 next week, Monday the 18th of May 2026. So until then, go check out my last video that inspired Jaden D. Costa 277, and don't forget to subscribe, otherwise you might miss out on that random Hakuna Matata one day.